There is a fire burning deep inside you, a relentless pulse that screams, something is wrong. You feel it every time you sit down with your team and the old ways of leadership fall flat. The strategies that once promised success now just breed exhaustion, confusion, and silence. You see it in the eyes of your people, those who once lit the room on fire with passion, but now just clock in, check out, and wait for the weekend. That weight you carry, the pressure to lead, to inspire, to build something that lasts, feels heavier every day. Because the rules you've been handed, they're broken. They are shackles disguised as wisdom, chains made of habit and unchallenged truths. You've been told to lead with authority, to control, to optimize, to drive. But here's the reality. That kind of leadership is dying, and it's taking your spirit, your vision, and your team down with it. You're exhausted from trying to fit a square peg into a round hole. The old leadership script says, be tough, be decisive, command respect. But what about connection? What about authenticity? What about vulnerability? When was the last time you sat with your team and simply listened? Not to offer answers, but to understand. They're not just gears in your machine. They're not cogs to be managed or replaced. They are human beings craving meaning, craving to be seen beyond their job titles, beyond their KPIs. The system promises autonomy and freedom, but in reality, it delivers dependency and silence. Leaders and founders and investors, you're caught in a trap where doing more means moving further away from the real change you want to make. But here is the secret, and it is brutal. Leadership isn't about managing people. It never was. It's about navigating a landscape of human complexity and cultivating a space where the rare, the misunderstood, the restless feel free to ignite. Leadership is a living thing, a dance between chaos and control, a fierce commitment to creating conditions where brilliance not only survives but explodes. Most people lead with tactics, with checklists, with motions that look like leadership, but feel hollow. That's why the world is full of leaders who don't lead and teams that don't follow. The world is starving for radical authenticity, for leaders who will stop pretending everything's fine and start peeling back the layers, who reject illusion and embrace the raw, messy truth. If you want to shift the winds, the start is brutal honesty with yourself. Stop believing the lie that leadership is about fixing others, about being the all-knowing hero. You are not here to be worshipped or feared. You are here to be the fuel and the fire starter, the environment in which people become more than they ever imagined. That means letting go of control and embracing uncertainty like it's your closest ally. Let go of the tired scripts that say your job is to have all the answers. Instead, build a culture where questions, discomfort, and conflict are not threats but invitations, where the cracks in your team's armor become the gateways for new strength. You know what this looks like in practice? It's messy conversations that feel like arguments but are really breakthroughs. It's admitting when you're wrong, not to show weakness, but to show you're human. It's creating rituals that honor individuality, not conformity. It's about being patient because transformation doesn't happen overnight. It happens in the small moments when someone dares to be different and you make space for that dare to grow. This is leadership that serves as an anchor and a wild wave at the same time. It is the leader who rejects the status quo and crafts a new reality, one that liberates everyone involved. And listen, this is not for everyone. The comfortable will run from this kind of leadership. The people who want to stay safe, who want the comfort of routine and the illusion of control, they'll call you reckless, naive, or worse. They will try to pull you back into the system that rewards mediocrity and punishes brilliance. But you already know this. You feel that itch. You know that burning inside won't be quenched by another incremental change or a new leadership book filled with buzzwords. You want something real, something transformative. You want leadership that builds a revolution from within, one person at a time. And here's the most dangerous and exciting truth. The infrastructure for real leadership doesn't exist. The world isn't ready because the world fears the rare, the exceptional, the different. But what if you could be the link? What if you could connect all the misaligned brilliance that's scattered out there, bring together founders, investors, visionaries, and builders, not to compete, but to amplify each other? Imagine a network where radical honesty is currency, where fire meets fire, where being misunderstood is the badge of honor, and where transformation is the mission. This is the unseen power that can finally break the chains. It's not just a dream. It's a necessary rebellion against the systems that have kept us small for too long. There is no playbook for this path. That's the point. To lead like this, you must become the author of your own story. Sovereign. Your will, your weapon. Your choice, your power. Not in the arrogant sense, but in the unapologetic sense that says, I will not bend to the expected. I will question everything. I will redefine what's possible in my reality and those around me. This is leadership that demands patience because it plays the long game. It knows quick wins feel good, but don't move the needle on the heart of the system. When this leadership takes root, it unlocks something rare, authentic synergy. Not just a team, not just people working side by side, but a collective so fierce that their combined power vaporizes old limitations. They don't erase differences, they worship them. From contrast comes strength, from individuality comes unity. That's where real progress lives, off the beaten path, far from the center, where the few who dare to become more gather without permission, without compromise, without apology. Deep down, you already know. Leadership is not about being the boss. It's about being the space where others ignite. It's about shedding the fake comfort and walking boldly into vulnerability, complexity, and radical connection. We are not here to fix anything anymore. We are here to transcend it. Be the leader who dares to unsettle the system, who tolerates discomfort so that true creativity and transformation can run wild. Be ruthless with your commitment to freedom and authenticity. Because when you do, the people around you won't just follow. They will rise. They will create. They will become more than you imagined. The power to do this has always been inside, but it's been buried beneath layers of convenience, conformity, and fear. It is time to start digging. Time to let the old world die so the new can be born. This is your call. Not for the faint of heart, not for the complacent or the comfortable, but for those who feel the fire, the ache, the silent scream inside that says, I was made for more. Step into the fire. Reject the lie. Become the leader who starts the revolution not outside, but deep within. The world is waiting for the rare, the restless, the radical. Will you be one of them?